Today, we're going to explore an ancient yet incredibly practical philosophy that helps us live a less anxious life. Stoicism. And our guide is none other than Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, but above all, a philosopher with timeless lessons that are still incredibly relevant to our modern lives today. Imagine you're the leader of a mighty empire, ruling over millions of people, facing endless wars, rampant plagues, and pressures from all sides. From scheming politicians, a military demanding victories, to even troubles within your family. That was the life of Marcus Aurelius, living in the 2nd century CE. He wasn't just a talented emperor, but also a philosopher with a profound soul. What made him remarkable was his ability to maintain a calm mind amidst all that chaos. His secret lay in a personal diary called Meditations, where he recorded reflections to live better, more meaningfully each day. Marcus once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement is the guiding principle of Stoicism, and it truly changed how I view life's challenges. Think about it. Have you ever felt anxious about things beyond your control? Maybe a negative comment on a tight work deadline, or just a rainy day ruining your plans for a day out. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that, no matter what challenges life throws at you, you can still choose how to respond. And that's your true power. In today's video, we'll explore Stoicism through the lens of Marcus Aurelius, with simple but powerful tools to reduce anxiety and live a more meaningful life. We'll start by examining where anxiety comes from, then explore how Marcus distinguished between what we can and cannot control. Next, I'll share 3 specific tools from Meditations that you can apply to your life right away, along with ways to build daily habits for a calmer life. We'll also talk about the challenges of starting to practice Stoicism and how to overcome them. Finally, I'll give you a 7-day challenge to begin your journey to a less anxious life with Marcus's lessons. So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, and let's dive into this journey together. Before we get into the specific tools, let's understand more about Stoicism and why it can help us live with less anxiety in the modern world. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that originated in Greece in the 3rd century BCE. Founded by Zeno of Citium, it was later developed and brilliantly applied by Roman philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and especially Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism isn't dry theory or complex lectures. Instead, it's like a wise friend, always reminding you, don't worry about things you can't change. Focus on how you respond to them. The core of Stoicism lies in distinguishing between what you can control, like your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and what you cannot control, like others' opinions, the weather, or the outcome of a project. Marcus Aurelius lived by this principle to face the immense pressures of being an emperor. Imagine him making decisions that affected an entire empire, dealing with enemies, plagues, and even criticism from the court. But instead of letting those things overwhelm him, he focused on what he could do: keep his mind clear, make fair decisions, and live true to his values. In the modern world, Stoicism is especially useful because we face countless pressures too. Think about those times when you scroll through X and see a friend boasting about a promotion while you're struggling with your own work. Or when you get a negative comment on a YouTube video, and it keeps you up all night. These situations can make you feel unsettled. But Marcus Aurelius would say, don't let things beyond your control disturb your mind. Stoicism helps us regain control over our emotions, focusing on what truly matters, like how we respond and how we live each day. To apply Stoicism, we need to understand where anxiety comes from and how Marcus Aurelius viewed it. In today's world, anxiety can stem from many sources. It could be a post on X making you compare yourself to others, like when you see someone showing off a luxurious vacation while you're pinching pennies. Or it could be the pressure of a tight work deadline, when time never seems enough. Or simply the fear of failure when starting a new project, like launching a YouTube channel or trying a business idea. These feelings are familiar, and Marcus Aurelius understood them too. In Meditations, he wrote, "Do well the task at hand." His point is to not let your mind get caught up in meaningless comparisons or worries about things you can't control. Instead, focus on what you can do right now, like improving your skills, preparing better, or simply staying calm under pressure. One of Marcus's most powerful tools is distinguishing between what you can and cannot control. For example, you can't control being rejected in a job interview, but you can absolutely control preparing thoroughly for the next one. Or when you get a negative comment on a YouTube video, you can't change someone else's opinion, but you can choose to ignore it or respond positively and professionally. I remember once getting an unkind comment on one of my videos. And at first, I felt really upset, but then I thought about it Marcus's way. I can't control what others think, but I can control continuing to create better content. This helped me feel less stressed and focus on what mattered more. A special technique Marcus used is premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. It sounds odd, but this is how he mentally prepared for the worst-case scenarios to reduce fear. For instance, if you have an important presentation coming up, take a minute to imagine what could go wrong, like being asked tough questions, forgetting your content, or the audience not responding positively. This isn't to make you more anxious, but to prepare you to respond calmly. For example, you might tell yourself, "If I forget my content, I'll take a deep breath, smile, and continue." When I was preparing for a big presentation, I tried this technique. I imagined being asked a tough question I didn't know how to answer. And I prepared a response like, "Thank you for the question. I'll look into it and get back to you." As a result, when the situation actually happened, I wasn't caught off guard and handled things much more confidently. Now, let's explore 3 Stoic tools from Marcus Aurelius that you can apply right away to reduce anxiety. These tools are very simple, easy to do, and I'll provide specific examples to help you visualize how to use them in your daily life. First tool, live in the present. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to focus on the present moment to avoid being swept away by worries about the past or future. In Meditations, he wrote, "Don't let your mind wander." This means that when facing a challenge, like a big work project, instead of worrying about the final outcome, focus on the small steps, like writing a paragraph, editing a slide, or preparing an answer. For example, if you're anxious about an important presentation, focus on each sentence, each breath, instead of imagining failure. This helps you stay calm and perform better. I tried this when preparing for a YouTube video. Instead of worrying about views or comments, I focused on writing the script carefully and filming each segment thoughtfully. The result was I felt much more confident, and that video got better feedback than I expected. Second tool, practice gratitude. Marcus frequently reflected on the good things in life, no matter how small. In Meditations, he expressed thanks for simple things like a good night's sleep, a peaceful day amidst war, or the presence of loved ones. You can do this too by spending a few minutes each day writing down 3 things you're grateful for, like a delicious meal, a smile from a loved one, or the warm sunshine this morning. When I felt stressed about work, I started practicing gratitude. Every night, I wrote down 3 good things from the day, like a fun conversation with a friend, a great song I heard on the way home, or a tasty cup of coffee. After just a few days, I noticed my mood became lighter, and small anxieties seemed less significant. I remember one particularly tough day when everything seemed to go wrong. But when I sat down and wrote down 3 things I was grateful for, like having a warm dinner or simply a roof over my head during the rain, I felt so much lighter. Third tool, embrace impermanence. Marcus believed everything in life is temporary, from success and failure to life itself. In Meditations, he wrote, "Everything changes. When you accept that failure or loss is a natural part of life, you worry less about them." For example, if you just missed a job opportunity, instead of dwelling in disappointment, think, This is just part of the journey. What can I learn from it? I once experienced a rejection for a big contract. And at first, I felt really disappointed. But then I applied Marcus's mindset, focusing on improving my skills and seeking new opportunities. The result was not only did I find a better contract, but I also learned to be more patient and resilient. These tools can be applied to various situations in life. If you're a student, practice gratitude before studying to reduce exam stress, like being thankful for the chance to learn something new or a teacher who helped you understand a lesson. If you're an office worker, try 4-4-4 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, before a stressful meeting to stay calm. If you're a parent, reflect on impermanence when worrying about your child's future. Everything will change, and that's natural. Now, let's dive into how to bring Marcus Aurelius's lessons into your daily life. These habits are very simple, requiring just a few minutes each day. But if you stick with them, they'll help you reduce anxiety and live more meaningfully. First habit, journal like Marcus Aurelius. Marcus wrote meditations as a way to dialogue with himself, helping him reinforce rationality and reflect on his daily actions. You can do the same by spending 5 minutes each night journaling. Asking yourself, what did I do today that aligned with my values? What can I improve? For example, if you were stressed today because of an argument with a colleague, write, I lost my temper, but next time I'll take a deep breath and respond more gently. I've tried this for a few months, and it's helped me recognize small mistakes, like when I let emotions override reason in a meeting. Through each journal entry, I've learned to respond better and feel more confident facing pressure. Second habit, build a daily routine inspired by Marcus. In the morning, spend 3 minutes reflecting on the day ahead. Ask yourself, what challenge do I want to stay calm for? Marcus wrote, prepare your mind for the new day. During the day, when feeling stressed, like before a meeting or reading negative news on X, try 4-4-4 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. In the evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for from the day or a lesson from a challenge. For example, today I'm grateful for a peaceful evening, and I learned not to care about unimportant criticism. I've followed this routine for a few weeks, and it's helped me start the day with a clear mindset, handle stress better, and end the day feeling satisfied. These tools are especially helpful for dealing with today's pressures. For instance, if you get a negative comment on a YouTube video, instead of feeling upset, apply Marcus's thinking. Focus on improving your next content, because that's what you can control. Or when facing a tight deadline, break the work into small steps and do them one at a time, instead of worrying about the final outcome. For example, when I had to complete a big project in a short time, I broke it into smaller parts, like writing an outline, gathering data, editing, and focused on each step. This helped me feel less pressured and finish the work on time. Applying Stoicism isn't always easy, especially when you're just starting. Some tools, like negative visualization or journaling, may feel awkward or hard to maintain. I remember when I first tried imagining worst-case scenarios, like failing a project, I felt more anxious instead of calm. But here's the key, Marcus Aurelius wasn't perfect from the start either. He practiced continuously to live by Stoicism. In Meditations, he wrote, each day is a chance to be better, to overcome challenges. Start small. If journaling feels tough, just write 1 sentence each night, like, what am I grateful for today? Pair it with existing habits. For example, reflect on gratitude while having your morning coffee. And be patient. Progress comes from small steps. Each time you practice a tool, you're building a stronger mind. Marcus struggled with his pressures too, from wars, plagues, to criticism, but he didn't give up. Instead, he used philosophy to remind himself to live better each day. Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism not only helps us reduce anxiety but also guides us toward a more meaningful life. Marcus advised living for virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, instead of chasing material wealth or fame. For example, instead of shopping to relieve stress, try doing something kind, like helping a friend, teaching a child something, or contributing to the community. This reflects Marcus's virtue of justice, and you'll find it brings much deeper joy. I remember feeling down because work wasn't going well, but instead of shopping to distress, I spent time helping a friend revise their job application. The satisfaction of helping someone was far greater than any item I could have bought. Marcus also taught us how to face life's uncertainties. In Meditations, he wrote, "Don't worry about the future. Just do well in the present. If you're anxious about finances, health, or the future, focus on what you can do today, like saving a small amount, learning a new skill, or simply taking care of yourself with a healthy meal." Marcus Aurelius's influence remains strong today. Meditations is read by millions worldwide, from CEOs, YouTubers, to students, helping them find peace in a busy life. When I feel pressured to create content for this channel, I revisit Meditations and realize the most important thing is to do my current work well, not worry about views or comments. This helps me focus on creating valuable videos, like the one you're watching today. I want to challenge you to try one of Marcus Aurelius's Stoic tools for the next 7 days. You can choose journal each night, writing down 3 things you're grateful for or a lesson from the day. Practice 4-4-4 breathing when feeling stressed, or reflect each morning on what you can control to prepare for the day. Try one tool and observe how your mood changes after 7 days. I believe you'll feel lighter, just as Marcus did over 2,000 years ago. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to not miss future content about Stoicism and living more meaningfully. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.